माधवा कुंज बिहारी।
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी।
राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी।
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी।
जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी।
जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी।
जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी।
जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी।
यशोदनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन।
यशोदानन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन।
यशोदनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन।
यशोदानन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन।
यशोदनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन।
यशोदानन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन।
यशोदनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन।
यशोदानन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन।
यशोदानन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन।
यशोदानन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन।
यमुनातीरवनचारी।
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 राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी।
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी।
जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी।
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी।
गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी।
जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी।
गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी।
जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी।
यशोदनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन।
यशोदानन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन।
यशोदनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन।
यशोदानन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन।
यशोदानन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन।
यशोदानन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन।
यमुनातीरवनचारी।
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 राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी।
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी।
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तरशत श्री श्रीमद् हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य शील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की जय। मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। जगन्नाथपुरी क्षेत्र की जय। गंगा माई यमुना माई की जय। वृंद देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण चंद्र की जय। श्री श्री कृष्ण बलराम की जय। श्री श्री प्रहलाद नरसिंह देव की जय। श्री श्री निताय गौरांग की जय। श्री श्री सुदर्शन भगवान की जय। हरि नाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. ग्रंथरा Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवति उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, first canto, 11th chapter, text number 35. Sa esha naraloke अस्मिन् स एष नरलोकेऽस्मिन् अवतीर्णः स्वमायया अवतीर्ण स्वमायया। रेमे स्त्री रत्न कूटस्थो रेमे स्त्री रत्न कूटस्थो भगवान प्राकृतो यथा भगवान प्राकृतो यथा स एष नरलोकेऽस्मिन् अवतीर्ण स्वमायया। रेमे स्त्रीरत्नकूटस्थो भगवान प्राकृतो यथा स एष नरलोकेऽस्मिन् अवतीर्ण स्वमायया रेमे स्त्रीरत्नकूटस्थो भगवान् प्राकृतो यथा स एष नरलोकेऽस्मिन् अवतीर्ण स्वमायया रेमे स्त्रीरत्नकूटस्थो भगवान् प्राकृतो यथा स एष नरलोकेऽस्मिन् अवतीर्ण स्वमायया रेमे स्त्रीरत्नकूटस्थो भगवान् प्राकृतो यथा स एष नरलोकेऽस्मिन् अवतीर्ण स्वमायया रेमे स्त्रीरत्नकूटस्थो भगवान् प्राकृतो यथा Saha, he, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Eshaha, all these. Naraloke, on this planet of human beings. Asmin, on this. Avatirnaha, having appeared. Sva, personal, internal. Mayaya, causeless mercy. Reme, enjoyed. Stri Ratna, woman who is competent to become a wife of the Lord. Kutasthaha, among. Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead. Prakritaha, mundane. Yatha, as if it were. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. Translation. That Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, out of His causeless mercy, appeared on this planet by His internal potency and enjoyed Himself amongst competent women as if He were engaging in mundane affairs. Please repeat. That Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, out of His causeless mercy, appeared on this planet by His internal potency and enjoyed Himself amongst competent women as if He were engaging in mundane affairs. Purport. The Lord married and lived like a householder. This is certainly like a mundane affair. But when we learn that He married 16,108 wives and lived with them separately in each and every palace, certainly it is not mundane. Therefore, the Lord living as a householder amongst His competent wives is never mundane, and His behavior with them is never to be understood as mundane sex relation. The women who became the wives of the Lord are certainly not ordinary women, because to get the Lord as one's husband is the result of many, many millions of births, tapasya, austerity. When the Lord appears on different lokas or planets, or on this planet of human beings, He displays His transcendental pastimes just to attract the conditioned souls to become His eternal servitors, friends, parents, and lovers respectively in the transcendental world. where the Lord eternally reciprocates such exchanges of service. Service is pervertedly represented in the material world and broken untimely, resulting in sad experience. The illusion living being conditioned by material nature cannot understand out of ignorance that all our relations here in the mundane world are temporary and full of inebriaties. Such relations cannot help us to be happy perpetually. But if the same relation is established with the Lord, then we are transferred to the transcendental world after leaving this material body and become eternally related with Him in the relation we desire. The women amongst whom he lived as their husband are not, therefore, women of this mundane world, but are eternally related with him as transcendental wives, a position which they attained by perfection of devotional service. That is their competency. The Lord is Param Brahma, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Conditioned souls seek after perpetual happiness in all places, not only on this earth, but also on other planets throughout the universe. Because constitutionally, a spiritual spark, as he is, can travel to any part of God's creation, but being conditioned by the material modes, he tries to travel in space by spacecraft and so fails to reach his destination. The law of gravitation is binding upon him like shackles of a prisoner. By other processes, he can reach anywhere, but even if he reaches the highest planet, he cannot attain that perpetual happiness for which he is searching life after life. When he comes to his senses, however, he seeks after Brahma happiness, knowing it is for certain that unlimited happiness which he is seeking is never attainable in the material world. As such, the Supreme Being Parabrahma certainly does not seek his happiness anywhere in the material world, nor can his paraphernalia of happiness be found in the material world. He is not impersonal, because he is the leader and Supreme Being amongst innumerable living beings. He cannot be impersonal. He is exactly like us, and he has all the propensities of an individual living being in fullness. He marries exactly like us, but his marriage is neither mundane nor limited by our experience in the conditioned state. His wives therefore appear like mundane women, but factually they are all transcendental liberated souls, perfect manifestations of internal energy. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Here Lord Krishna, he has arrived at Dwarka and he has entered the palaces of his queens. And the relationship between Krishna and his queens is explained here. And the word which is used here is prakrito yatha. Prakriti means material nature, something which is in the domain of material nature, that is called prakrit. Bhagavan prakrito yatha. The affairs of the Supreme Lord, the relations with his wives, they appeared like any mundane affair. Like here, a man may marry a woman, similarly Krishna also married. However, it is told, prakrito yatha, the activities appeared like mundane, but actually they were not mundane. The material energy is external energy of Krishna, but Krishna's activities are displayed by his internal energy. That is called swamayaya. That is explained in the second line. Sa esha narlokesmin avatirna swamayaya. Avatirna means he incarnates. Swamayaya means by his own energy, by his internal energy. So Krishna's activities appear to be mundane, but they are not mundane. How do we understand? The example is given here in the purport. That Lord Krishna marrying is mundane, just like marriages happen here as well. But marrying 16,108 women, that is no ordinary affair. And still a person can marry. Somebody is a big goon, somebody can do some whimsical acts like this. But having a palace for each and every wife, that is very difficult. People cannot make one palace. And Krishna made 16,108 palaces. One palace for each wife. So this is not mundane. Okay, somebody can be very rich. He can make 16,000 palaces also. So even though one can make 16,000 palaces, it is not possible to live simultaneously in all those palaces. We can purchase a very big house, but can we live in all the rooms? No. Or our bedroom can be very, very big. Can we sleep in the entirety of the bedroom? No. So in illusion we desire a very big house. Ultimately we need a place which our body can occupy, that's it. So what is the necessity of occupying such a big space? So Prabhupada told his disciples, why do you book business class ticket for me? Why do I need a big seat? I can travel in small seat also. So we can only occupy the space, a limited space which our body needs. But in illusion, we spend our valuable human form of life in having a very, very big place to live. But we cannot live all over the place. We can sit in certain spot, we can sleep in certain spot, and that is sufficient for us. However, Krishna was able to live in all the palaces. That is Krishna. So Krishna has the right to have all the palaces, many, many palaces and big palaces. He can live simultaneously at all points in all rooms of the palace. So Krishna would expand himself in 16,108 forms, and all the forms would also behave very differently. Here the yogis can expand themselves up to 8 to 10 forms, but those are replica forms of the original form. It is just like reflection. They don't have independent thinking, feeling and willing. But here all the different forms of Krishna were behaving differently. Some form, in one palace Krishna was eating, another palace Krishna was playing with his children, another palace he was riding the horse, another palace he was doing marriage of his children. In another palace some other function is happening. Some palace Krishna is there with his queens, some palace he is there doing something else. In this way Krishna was doing unique activities in different palaces. This is not ordinary. This is extraordinary. So these things are very, very clearly explained in the scriptures, explained in the Puranas. So why then some people do not understand this when it is explained directly? That is why people reject the Puranas, the impersonalists, because they are not able to understand how it is possible. Can we expand? Can somebody expand himself into 16,000 forms? No. So they think nobody can expand. I cannot expand, so Krishna also cannot expand. So these are imaginary stories. Thus they reject Puranas telling that it is story. So that is why this impersonalism, Srila Prabhupada explains, this has created havoc in the spiritual life. Because if somebody tells, somebody asks you, why should I follow spiritual life? and then you tell the answer so that you can go and merge in the light. That is not very interesting affair. Who likes to go and merge in the light? So those people who are extremely distressed in this material world, those who are thinking of committing suicide, they can take to this process, going and merging in light. But otherwise, we have a tendency to enjoy. Nobody likes to go and merge in light. We want to eat, sleep, laugh, talk, play, sport, enjoy with others. We want to enjoy feelings, emotions, love. And when somebody tells, no, all the feelings are Maya, forms are Maya, personalities are Maya, relations are Maya, everything is Maya, and you go and merge in the light, so then people are not very interested in such spiritual life. And this is impersonalism. So some very rare souls who have got disgusted, or those who are wise enough to understand that this material world, as it is told here, the illusion living being conditioned by material nature cannot understand out of ignorance that all our relations here in the mundane world, are temporary and full of inebrities. So the illusion living entities cannot understand that all the relations here are temporary and they are full of misery. They cannot give us happiness. People think that the person is not right in my relationship, so I should change the person. But no, there is problem in the relationship in the mundane world, in the material world. No relationship in the mundane world, material world can satisfy us. So such people, they take to the process of liberation, impersonalism. Let me go and merge. Any kind of relation is full of distress. I don't want any relationship. So I want to stop all the activities. All the activities here, they have simply given me misery. So such people may take to impersonalism, going and merging in the light. However, if the actual understanding, the Vedic understanding is presented, just like you want to move to another city where there is better living standard, you want to have a family which is very loving, you want to have your family made up of good people who are very gentle, very noble, very loving, very caring, very beautiful, very attractive, very strong, very wise. We have this desire, and then we tell them this is exactly spiritual life. We don't want disease, we don't want death happening. So when we tell them, oh, this is exactly what is spiritual life means not going and merging in some light, but going and living on a planet where there is no death, there is no old age, there would never be wrinkles on your face, you would never become bald, always there would be hairs. People would become very glad. And your family members will always love you, they would never leave you, people would become so glad. There would be no fatigue, there would be no separation. The people whom you love, they will always stay with you. And all of them and you would be very, very attractive. Everyone would be very, very strong. So who would not like to stay in such a place? And this is spiritual life. So why some people are not able to understand? So this is discussed very nicely in the Leela of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was moving towards Jagannath Puri, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas. And after sannyas, he was misled by Nityanand Prabhu to visit the place of his mother. And then when it was time to leave, mother requested through devotees that you can please request Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, my son, to make his place, to make his headquarters in Jagannath Puri. He can stay there and engage in devotional service. Because Jagannath Puri is relatively closer to Mayapur. And people often travel to Jagannath Puri for Rath Yatra and they come back. So I would get news of my son. But if he goes far away and as sannyasi, you will have chance to meet him. But I will not be able to see him because sannyasi does not come back to home. He can meet anybody else. He can go to any house, but he cannot come back to his own house. So I will not be able to see my son. So please request him to stay at Jagannath Puri. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu agreed. And in this way, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started towards Jagannath Puri, then there was some confusion. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was all the sannyasis are supposed to carry a danda, a wooden staff. And then when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in ecstasy, and he gave the staff to Nityanand Prabhu for some time, and meanwhile Nityanand Prabhu broke that staff. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after finishing his duties, when he came back, he told Nityanand Prabhu, please give it back to me. He told, actually that is broken. So he told, how it got broken? So Nityanand Prabhu lied. He told, when you were in ecstasy, you fell down on that staff, and thus it got broken. So Nityanand Prabhu would lie a lot. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was coming towards Vrindavan, Nityanand Prabhu told some boys that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would come here and he would ask, which is the way towards Vrindavan or towards Yamuna? Then you should misguide him towards Ganga so that he reaches Mayapur. So in this way Nityanand Prabhu was doing. He was apparently speaking a lot of lies, but all lies are good for the service of Krishna. So in this way Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very angry. Nityanand Prabhu was right in his actions because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu need not carry all these external symbols. He is Supreme Personality. What is the need to carry a staff and everything? And but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very angry. He told that either now you people go or I will go. Both of us cannot walk together. So then they told, okay Mahaprabhu, you are superior, you please go, we'll follow behind you. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu walked ahead, much ahead of the group. Group means 3 devotees were there. I think Mukundatta, Nityanand Prabhu, one more devotee. Huh? Chandrasekharacharya, yes. So in this way Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was walking ahead. And then he reached Jagannath Puri temple ahead of others who were following behind. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu entered the temple, then he became so much ecstatic in having darshan of Jagannath that immediately he fainted. And by the impression of his body, the stone got melted. And now also that stone is kept in a temple very close to the Jagannath main temple. And then the head priest of the Jagannath Puri temple was Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. And he was a very learned scholar. He belonged to impersonalist group. But he was very learned scholar, and he understood that these symptoms which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has shown, these symptoms can be manifest only in the body of a person who has got love of Godhead, who is very much advanced in love of God. Because the symptoms are explained in the, just like we have symptoms of fever. When we have any disease, there are some symptoms. Similarly, when we have love of God, there are symptoms in the body. And by examining these symptoms, he was able to understand that this person is a devotee, he is very much advanced in love of God. So then he carefully was taken to the house of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, and then the other devotees reached the temple. They wanted to understand the whereabouts of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So thus they asked the local people, has anybody seen a sannyasi, very beautiful, tall sannyasi, fair complexion, golden complexion sannyasi, has he come here? So people told, yes, they all witnessed that sannyasi came and then he fainted, and he is lying in the home of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So immediately they understood he must be Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And thus all of them went to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya discussed with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Before discussion he was unconscious. So he was brought back to consciousness. They chanted loudly Hare Krishna Mahamantra in his ears. Then he woke up. He came back to consciousness. And then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya discussed, and then he understood that his grandfather was very much known, and his father also was known to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. And he became very glad to understand that he is son of such a great scholar and Brahmanas. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very humble. He was very young. He was only 24 years old when he took sannyas. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, being genuinely compassionate, he wanted to do some favor for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What favor he wanted to do? He understood Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has got initiation from Bharati Sampradaya. So among the impersonalists, there are various sampradayas, and some sampradayas are considered superior, some are, just like when we study in colleges, some branches are considered superior. Neurosurgeon is superior. Some other surgeon may not be so superior. Or in engineering, computer science superior. Other branches may not be as good. Similarly in Shankaracharya Sampradaya also, because that time they were very, very prominent. So even though Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was a devotee, so that people can recognize that he is a bona fide sannyasi, and thus they offer respects to him, take guidance from him, he took initiation from Shankara Sampradaya. But Bharati Sampradaya was not considered as advanced. So he spoke to his brother-in-law, who was a pure devotee, Gopinathacharya, that I want to reinitiate him into a higher Sampradaya. And then Gopinathacharya, who is a pure devotee, he understood his Supreme Personality, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he wants to give him initiation, and he wants to give him some higher initiation. So he became angry that you do not know what you are talking. He is Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he is free from all the formalities of initiation. What are you talking? So then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya told, okay, please do not be a sentimentalist. It's okay, he is a nice sannyasi, he is very advanced. But then on what basis are you telling that he is Supreme Personality of Godhead? So we understand who is Supreme Personality by applying our logic. So the Mayavadis, they apply logic. They claim to be very good logicians. So that is why the Mayavadis are able to understand that this whole material creation there appears to be a design. So there must be a creator. But the creator they understand as energy. They are not able to understand energetic. Why? Because a person, what we can create few houses, we can create few palaces, we can create few cities, but they don't have experience of a person creating planets and universes. So thus they think creator cannot be a person, because no person can create planets and universe. They have no experience. So thus they told, please explain us logically, how do we understand? So then Gopinathacharya told, he quoted the Vedas, that by logic you cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Nayam atma pravachanena labhyo, na medhaya naiva bahuna shrutena. Neither by your personal analysis, nor by discussion, nor by reading the Vedas you can understand. But one thing is fact, that Mayavadis believe in the Vedas. So when he quoted such verses, that you cannot understand Supreme Personality of Godhead or the Absolute Truth unless the Absolute Truth is merciful. So then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya told, okay, so how do you prove, how do you think that you have received mercy and I have not received the mercy? So Gopinathacharya, because he was not believing in the Supreme Personality or minimizing his position, he became little angry that you don't have mercy, thus you are not able to understand. There is no point of, and of course there was very nice discussion. They were also quoting the Shastras, that the Supreme Lord is called Triyogi, which means he comes in 3 yugas. Then how can you claim that he is Supreme Personality? This is Kali Yuga. Lord is called Triyogi. So then he quoted another verse. Channa kalau yad abhavat triyogo athasatvam. In Kali Yuga, the incarnation is covered. That is why he is called Triyogi. And then he gave another reference from the scriptures where the Garg Muni, while he was called to give names to Krishna and Balram, then the astrologers were very, very advanced. They could see the past, present and future of everyone. So Garg Muni, he told that this boy of yours, he has come in various colors, various complexions. And then he told, he has come in red complexion, he has come in black complexion, he has come in golden complexion, he has come in green complexion. In this way he told 4 complexions. So thus he told 4 complexion means there should be 4 incarnations. So in this way he was able to prove that the Lord is called Triyogi because the incarnation in Kali Yuga is covered. He does not openly proclaim himself that I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And thus Garg Muni's prediction also told that he comes in 4 colors in different yugas. He comes in every yuga in one particular color. So in this way he was able to establish, and then he became angry he told, there is no point in giving references. There are many references, many proofs from the Vedas, but because you have not received the mercy, you will not be able to understand. So then he told, don't become angry. We are just discussing. Okay, please go and show him Lord Jagannath, and then you come back, and then we will discuss. And in this way, anyway, he was impersonalist, but he was a kind person. So he had sympathy for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he was very much moved by the gentle behavior of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is Supreme Personality of Godhead. But the way Chaitanya Mahaprabhu behaved was very, very exemplary. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told, when he introduced that I was knowing your father and grandfather, Mahaprabhu told, I am so fortunate to be in your association. God is telling, I am fortunate to be in your association. And I have come here just to take shelter of you. Now you please accept me as your disciple, and I want to take you as my spiritual master. So then he told, yes, you are young sannyasi, I am concerned about you. That it is very difficult to maintain sannyas vows, and you have taken sannyas at such an early age. So unless you absorb yourself in studying Vedanta, you will not be able to maintain your sannyas. So Prabhupada explains how important it is to always read and hear the Vedic literatures. Then only a person can maintain Sattva Guna and avoid the onslaught of lower modes of nature. Thus Prabhupada told, this practice is very important for us also. Always one should be absorbed in Vedanta Sutra or Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is explanation of Vedanta Sutra. Only when we are always absorbed in chanting and hearing Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam or reading Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, we can maintain the vows of Krishna consciousness and we can avoid sense gratification. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he agreed, okay, now you please educate me. And then he started explaining to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he kept on explaining for 7 days. And Mahaprabhu did not speak a word. And then he was surprised. But he was intelligent. So he understood what is there in the mind of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is not agreeing. Otherwise he would have spoken something. He was also intelligent. So then he asked, what has happened, can I know? You don't seem to be talking at all. So have you understood everything or have you not understood? Please explain me your situation. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he explains very nicely. So then he gave various references, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He told, I understand Vedanta Sutra, but the way you are explaining Vedanta Sutra, that I don't understand. Just like the sun, if you have to see the sun, do you need any external light? Do you need torch to see the sun? No. Similarly, Vedanta Sutra doesn't need anybody's interpretation. Vedanta Sutras are directly, they are manifest, they are more than explanatory. But you give some indirect meaning by taking your own interpretation. So this is what impersonalists they do. They read a shloka and then they give their own interpretation that this is the meaning. As we have discussed many times, Dharma Kshetre, Kurukshetre, it is explained in Bhagavad Gita, and they will tell Kurukshetra means your body and Pandavas means your 5 senses and Kurus means 100 vices. So Prabhupada explains, if you pick up any dictionary says Kurukshetra means body. No. Any dictionary you pick up, the translation of Pandavas, is it mentioned as senses? Pandavas means senses? The answer is no. So when in no dictionary Pandava means senses, Kurukshetra means body, why you are giving your own explanation? So the Vedas are considered evidence for knowledge. Just like in the courtroom, the evidence is given from the law books. But if you interpret the law book in some screwed up meaning according to your own imagination, then there is no means of giving any reference. Indian Penal Code section this, that direct meaning should be taken of any statement. That is the meaning of evidence. Direct meaning should be taken from the law books. not indirect interpretation. So what is the direct meaning of Kurukshetra? The battlefield Kurukshetra, the place exists. Direct meaning of Pandavas are the 5 brothers. What is the need of saying that Pandava means 5 senses? So in this way, if you start, so somebody has spoken 5 senses, somebody will speak 5 states. Pandava means 5 states. So this is world war happening. 5 states are fighting with 100 states, or anything you can explain. So in this way, if you keep on interpreting, where is the end? Somebody is telling, just like there was this professor in the university I explained previously. He has also interpreted Bhagavad Gita very nicely. When it is told that Krishna is Ghanshyam, he is having Shyam means dark complexion. And then the features are given that Krishna is all pervading. He is present everywhere. Sarvatra gama chintyam cha. So then this person has interpreted. What interpretation he has given? Now when it is explained that Krishna person is having Shyam color, direct meaning should be taken. Krishna is a person and his complexion is dark. But it tells no. This is description of, this Bhagavad Gita is book of organic chemistry. And Krishna is dark, which means the description of carbon is given. So wherever you read Krishna, you should understand carbon. And Krishna, because carbon is black, so that is why Krishna is told Krishna is having black complexion. And everywhere you find carbon here, right? So thus Krishna is told Krishna is all pervading, because carbon is all pervading. Without carbon you cannot have any compound. So in this way, this Bhagavad Gita has been written by a very expert chemist. So this is book of organic chemistry. So all the relationships of Krishna with his devotees, with his associates. So chemical bonding is explained there. So this is his own interpretation. Similarly, there is another interpretation. This was during Prabhupada's time. He tells that actually this Bhagavad Gita is the book on medicine. So this conversation between Krishna and Arjuna is a dialogue between doctor and his patient. Patient is explaining his physical malady and doctor is giving remedy. So this discussion is about maintaining health. So somebody is telling Bhagavad Gita, it is a discussion between doctor and patient. Somebody is telling it is book on organic chemistry. Somebody is telling something else. In this way, if you interpret, then where is evidence? Then Shastras cannot be taken as evidence. They lose their importance. Yes, interpretation is important when direct meaning is not clear. When direct meaning is very, very clear, there is no use of interpretation. When it is told India shook hands with America. So now India is a land. The land has got hands? No. So direct meaning is not clear. So then you can interpret, okay, the representative of India would have shaken hand with representative of America. So India shaking hands means representative of India shaking hands with representative of America. So in this way, interpretation should not be taken. This is the mistake which impersonalists do. And that is why they are not able to understand the Vedas. They read the Vedas and then they take up their own meaning. They imagine the meanings. And that is why entire Puranas, they consider it, all the Puranas are similarly, they don't take it literally, they take figuratively, all the Puranas, and they create their own meanings. This demon means this bad element inside us, and Devata means good habits within us, and something they create. They don't believe in the Puranas. And that is why, because people are not so wise to understand the Vedas and Upanishads and understand perfect meaning, the Puranas were created by Vedavyas. Puranas means supplementary literatures. In order to help the people who are less intelligent understand the meanings of Vedas, Upanishads and Vedanta Sutra, the Puranas were created. So that is why Puranas are very, very important. With the Puranas, we should understand the facts. So thus Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained here. जीवेर निस्तार लागी सूत्र कैला व्यास मायावादी भाषे शुनिले है सर्वनाशा. Srila Vyasadeva presented Vedanta philosophy Jivera Nistar Lagi Sutra Kailavyas for the deliverance of conditioned souls. But if one hears the commentary of Shankaracharya, everything is spoiled. Mayavadi Bhashya Shunile Hay Sarvanash. So people take it very easily that some lecture is going on YouTube, let me go and hear. But if the lecture is from an impersonalist, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, God is telling, Hay Sarvanash, you will be destroyed. Your spiritual life would be destroyed. So we are not careful about our source of listening. We pick up any book which makes sense as per our logic. Just like as per some physician, Bhagavad Gita is book of medicine. As per professor of chemistry, Bhagavad Gita is book about organic chemistry. So it makes sense as per their logic. Similarly, anything which appears logical to people in this age, people think, oh, this is bona fide, let me listen to it. But God is warning, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is warning, the topmost spiritualist. Even though Sarbam Bhattacharya differed in philosophy, but he agreed by the symptoms that here is a topmost spiritualist. The symptoms were manifest on his body. So either we take Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as topmost spiritualist or the Supreme Personality of Godhead. His statements have got profound value. Everyone takes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as authority, personalists or impersonalists. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is told here, Mayavadi Bhashya Shunile Hoy Sarvanash. One would be destroyed if one hears Mayavadi Bhashya. So that is why one should be extremely cautious to hear from the right sources. Similarly, in other scriptures also it is mentioned, Avaishnava Mukhodgirnam Putam Hari Kathamritam Shravanam Naiva Kartavyam. Don't hear from Avaishnava. It is like Sarpo Cheshtha Yathapayaha. It is tasting the milk which is tasted by serpent. It has become poison. So Hari Katha also should not be heard from a non-Vaishnava. Shat Karma Nipuno Vipra Mantra Tantra Visharada Avaishnava Gurur Nasyat. A person could be very expert in Shat Karma. Only Brahmanas were eligible to become teachers. Anybody who has not controlled their senses, there is no question of coming to the platform of knowledge. Thus here we see the queens, it is explained in the purport. How they have become queens of Lord Krishna, Supreme Lord? They did tapasya for how many years? Millions of? No. Millions of lifetimes. Not millions of years. So in order to become wife of Lord Krishna, one has to engage in tapasya for many millions of lifetimes, it is told here. Many millions of lifetimes one has to do tapasya. We cannot do tapasya for few minutes, few hours, few days. Even if we have to fast for one day, it is so difficult. And they did tapasya for many millions of lifetimes. So unless one does tapasya, one fully controls one's mind and senses, there is no question of coming to the platform of knowledge. So only Brahmanas who had perfect tapasya, who had perfect sense control, who engage in Shat Karma, they are having so much sense control, they don't want to increase their wealth, resources, material gratification. Patan, yajan, dan pratigraha. They will do research about absolute truth, they will explain about absolute truth. Dan pratigraha. They will live on donation, but they are not greedy. Whatever donation they get, if excess donation has come, immediately they would donate in turn. They would keep themselves always in poverty-stricken situation. Just would maintain for that day. Next day again they would beg. Dan pratigraha. Patan, yajan. Worship the Supreme Lord, tell others how to worship. That's it. So when a person is engaged in such an occupation, he does not do any job, any business, any other vocational thing, nothing for accumulating money. But patan, yajan. Such a person is eligible to give knowledge. But still it is told, Shat Karma Nipuno Vipra. Even if a learned scholar you find, he is expert in Shat Karma, these 6 things, Patan, yajan. But a Vaishnava, he is not a devotee, he is not a Vaishnava. Gurur Nasyat. Don't make him Guru. And Vaishnava, if you find a person is a Vaishnava, he is a devotee, Shwapacho.
Never mind, he has not taken birth in family of great scholars and priests. Shvapacha, he has taken birth in the family of dog eaters. Those who eat meat, they are having low consciousness. They cannot understand anything of this life, forget spiritual world. But even if a person has taken birth in the family of dog eaters, Guru, such a person can be taken as spiritual master. Why? Why? What is special in this? Why Vaishnava should be taken as Guru even though? Because it is told by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, Vedaischa sarvair aham eva vedyo. From all the Vedas, I am to be known. Ultimate objective of all the Vedic knowledge is to know Krishna. Vedaischa sarvair aham eva vedyo. Then only one's knowledge becomes perfect and one can become happy. Unless one understands the Lord, the source of everything, one cannot be happy and satisfied. So Krishna tells, ultimate objective of all knowledge is to know me. And who can know Krishna? Krishna explains further, Bhaktya mam abhijanati. Only a devotee can know me because I am a person. I don't reveal myself to a person who is not a devotee. Bhaktya mam abhijanati. So that is why the devotee of Krishna or Vaishnava can know Krishna. And one who can know Krishna, he only is to be understood as having perfect knowledge. Aim of knowledge is to know Krishna. And only a Vaishnava can know Krishna. That is why only Vaishnava should be accepted as Guru, giver of knowledge. So one should be very, very careful. We should take knowledge only from the Vaishnavas. Otherwise, it is told, Avaishnava mukhodgirnam, from a person who is not a devotee. He is very expert, erudite scholar, glib talker. If you hear from him, then it is like you are tasting milk which is tasted by a serpent. It is poisonous. It will destroy our spiritual life. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has agreed. Mayavadi bhashya shunile hoy sarvanash. Sarvanash means annihilation. Our spiritual life would be destroyed. So we should be very careful to hear from the right source. Parinam Vada Vyasa Sutre Rasammata Achinte Shakti Ishvara Jagad Rupe Parinata. The Vedanta Sutra aims at establishing that the cosmic manifestation has come into being by the transformation of the inconceivable potency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Vedanta Sutra establishes that how this cosmic manifestation is existing by transformation of Brahma. So why they are not able to understand, the impersonalists? Because they tell, if Brahma has got transformed, that means Brahma is not truth. Because what is truth will never change. If I am telling that this is a cell phone, then it changes. That means I am not truthful. I am lying. If this is actually a cell phone, then this should always remain a cell phone. This is definition of truth given in the Vedas, given in Bhagavad Gita also by Lord Krishna. Truth means that thing which never changes. Something which changes, that is not true. You found a beggar. He was blind. After some time, he started looking here and there. That means he was never blind. If somebody is blind, he should always remain blind. So anything which changes is not truth. So when the Vedas tell that, Vedanta Sutra tells Parinamvad, not Parinamvad, it means transformation. Transformation means something has got transformed. In this way, this world has been created. So the followers of the Shankaracharya are not able to understand that if Brahma gets transformed into this material world, that means Brahma is not truth. That means this theory is wrong. In this way, they denigrate Vedavyas. Shankaracharya's theory states that absolute truth is transformed. By accepting this theory, the Mayavadi philosophers denigrate Srila Vyasadeva by accusing him of error. They thus find fault in the Vedanta Sutra and interpret it to try to establish the theory of illusion. So that is why they tell that this whole world is illusion. If Brahma has got transformed into this world, that means Brahma has got changed, and Brahma can never change, absolute truth can never change. So thus they tell there is no transformation, nothing has happened, the whole world is simply illusion. What you see around you is illusion. Ultimate truth is Brahma, one energy which is having no feature, no variety, no special qualities, no plurality, only one energy exists. Because if that energy has got transformed, which means energy itself was not factual, it got transformed into something else. Truth should never change. So if some change has happened, that means this is illusion, what you are seeing in front of you. If I believe that this person is blind and you see, no, I saw him, he was looking here and there, that means you are in illusion. This person is blind, he can never look here and there. So that is why the Mayavadis tell the whole world is illusion. The trees, buildings, rivers, mountains, they don't exist. You are dreaming. You are dreaming that you are seeing many, many people. You are dreaming about pluralities. So when they read the descriptions of the spiritual world, that there is Vaikuntha, there is Golok Vrindavan, and the soul is meant to go and live in the Vaikuntha sky, the plurality always exists. We are meant to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is absolute truth. They are not able to understand. But then how do we understand this fact that the Brahm has got transformed, at the same time Brahma is absolute truth? So thus it is explained, very nice example is given, just like a touchstone. So the description of touchstone is given in the scriptures. And Sanatana Goswami had one in possession also, that touchstone, if you touch iron with that, the iron gets transformed into gold. And the touchstone gets reduced in weight because of it? No. The touchstone gets transformed? No. So when the touchstone can retain its identity, at the same time transform other energies, why Supreme Personality of Godhead cannot do it? So this material world has been created by the transformation of the energy of the Supreme Lord, but the Supreme Lord does not get transformed. That is why he is absolute truth. He never gets transformed. The change happens because of the work of his energies. Just like the touchstone, by its energy can transform iron into gold, but the touchstone remains touchstone as it is. Similarly, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Brahmano hi pratishthaam, the Brahma Jyoti is situated on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is why Supreme Personality of Godhead, the personality is absolute truth. In this way, the personality was established by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and we also should understand that yes, the whole world, this entire world is created because of energy, but this energy also is coming from the Supreme Lord who never gets transformed. And re-establishing our relationship with him, either as a servant or as a friend or as a parent or as a lover, is the ultimate aim of life. So the ultimate objective of life is full of pleasure, it is full of enjoyment. We can enjoy all the relationships, when enjoy laughing, playing, socializing, and all the pleasures that we have in this world. But here in this world, there is only misery and mixed happiness. There is no unalloyed happiness, the happiness which we want in our heart. So there is no problem with any relations here. The problem is we are not seeking relation with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Supreme Personality of Godhead, the absolute truth, he is addressed as Purnam. Purnam is complete. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Udachyate. Ishopnishad explains. The absolute truth is Purnam is complete. And if you tell that absolute truth has got no form, then that means he is incomplete. Complete means he should have everything whatever we experience here. That is why Purnam is the word for absolute truth. He has everything that we experience here. He has got fragrance, he has got strength, he has got knowledge, and he has got form also. If the source does not have form, how he can give form to the creation? So absolute truth is having form. If he can give beautiful forms to us, will he not have a beautiful form, the most beautiful form for himself? When he can give form to all of us. And if he is giving form to all of us, he must have form. Otherwise, from where the conception of form comes? Unless it is there in our source. So that is why the source is a personality which is having the most beautiful form, but the form is not limited like our form. He can expand himself into 16,108 forms, and he can expand into even much more, many more forms. He can expand in much greater form, magnitude. He can become much smaller in magnitude. He can be present everywhere. He can be localized also in one place. In this way, his form is not limited. But the absolute truth has got a form. But we should be very careful to understand this philosophy. We should go to right person. If we simply pick up any book, we simply pick up any lecture we hear, Mahaprabhu has warned, Hoye Sarvanash. it can create destruction in our spiritual life. So we should be very cautious. We will end here unless there are any questions.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, in the end of the lecture, you have said that the goal of the life should be to revive the relationship with the Krishna in the different forms. So, my question is, Prabhu, that does the person self-realizes that what kind of relation or what kind of rasa he has with the Lord, or does the spiritual master tells that? And if yes, that in any of the cases, we never see the devotees following the specific kind of rasas with the or a specific kind of relation with the Lord. So how is that? Is it something to be kept secret, or can this be manifested into the public?
So that is explained very nicely in Nectar of Instruction, that the constitutional position or the relation with the Supreme Lord is revealed by the spiritual master. So when spiritual master is satisfied with the genuine service attitude and the sincerity of the disciple, spiritual master gradually reveals his constitutional position. So, and of course, spiritual master does not have to be present in a form which is made of flesh and bones. The knowledge is revealed by the spiritual master, however, this is fact. And if we tell that we don't see devotees, so first of all, to find a devotee who has understood his constitutional position, this situation is very, very rare. This situation is that of very advanced devotees, and such devotees are very rarely found. Another thing, even if we find a devotee who is situated in his constitutional position, who knows his position, we will not be able to make out. We will not even be able to make out the person is a devotee or not, let alone his constitutional position. Here also, if a person makes some people, a person comes with his family and he tells you, please identify what is my relationship with them. How shall we identify? So the relationship is a feeling that we enjoy with the person. So that is why the externals you cannot make out.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam. Prabhu, there's a doubt. What is attachment? What is contradiction between attachment and detachment is resolved here?
What is the connection between?
What is contradiction between?
Contradiction between attachment and detachment.
Is resolved here.
Sorry?
Is resolved here.
Correct.
Yeah.
No, what is the question?
What is contradiction between attachment and detachment is resolved here.
Can you explain more your question? Not able to understand. What do you want to understand? What is the difference between attachment and detachment?
Yeah.
Attachment means I like this thing. Detachment means I don't like this thing.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Prabhu, you said ki all forms come from Supreme Personality of Godhead. Why is he attributed a human form? Matlab, if all forms are coming from, why is human form the most advanced form? That's why we are saying ki Krishna is a human.
Krishna has got all the forms. He has got human and non-human forms also. That is why he has taken the form of a bird in the Hansa avatar. He has taken the form of tortoise in Kurma avatar, taken the form of boar in Varaha avatar, half man, half lion, so many. He has got unlimited forms.
But original form
form is two-handed form. Original from which all other forms are coming.
Matlab, is there any explanation for that, or it's just
no explanation? Because eternal, yeah. Eternally God is having that form. There is a cause for anything which happens in the material world. Everything here needs a cause. Why this laptop is there in this form? Because designer chose to create in this form. Why it is having this paint? Because the designer chose to paint this color. But something which is eternal, there is no cause. That is why he is called cause of all causes. There is no cause for his existence is eternal. His form is eternal. His nature is eternal.
Prabhu, now the master is more important than devotee, or devotee is more important than the master?
Both are
Yeah.
important.
No, but from devotee comes the master.
No, not necessary.
Okay.
Because master means somebody who can give knowledge to others. And there are many masters, but they may not teach anybody. Of course, we can ask them how is master if he is not teaching. That means he is having all the knowledge, but nobody has approached him yet.
So here devotee becomes more important, because if devotee takes, then the master is relevant.
So from mundane perspective, it is true, because here if there is no student, there is no teacher.
Yeah.
So then student is more important, because unless we have students, the teacher won't exist. But here the knowledge which we are seeking here in this material world, teacher is a job. So if there are no students, teacher would be jobless, and the student is very important. If there are no patients, doctor is jobless, and thus patient is important. However, this is not the case with spiritual knowledge. Even if nobody comes to hear from a self-realized soul to take his knowledge, he is not at loss, because he is not seeking a job, he is not seeking any wealth, any social position, prestige in society. By knowledge, he is always in bliss. So he does not need anything else. So if anybody approaches him, that person gets benefited. But even if nobody approaches him, his life is successful by that knowledge. So this is the difference between a material teacher and spiritual teacher.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, you said ki Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya wanted to accept Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because he was coming from he gave the reason ki he is coming from Bharati Sampradaya, which is a lower Sampradaya.
Yeah.
So that was the real reason, or because he was advanced, he wanted to accept him as a disciple. He give him initiation. Was the reason he was concerned, or because some other?
Yeah, he was concerned.
Achha. He was really
He was,
concerned.
having feeling affection for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, thus he wanted to educate Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Vedanta and initiate him again in a more prestigious sampradaya.
And this is the sampradaya where of Ishwarpuri, right?
Sorry?
This is the Bharati Sampradaya is Sampradaya of Ishwarpuri.
No. Okay, so let me clarify. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's spiritual master was Ishwarpuri, who is a devotee, who comes in Brahma Sampradaya of the Vaishnavas. But when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas, so there are two dikshas. One is which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu received from Ishwarpuri, his spiritual master. And then his spiritual master told him to always chant the holy name. And but when we take sannyas, that is called sannyas diksha. So that time again we need a sannyasi. Unless we are initiated by a sannyasi, we cannot take sannyas. So for taking sannyas, he took it not from a Vaishnava but from impersonalist sampradaya. And he was Keshav Bharati. So why he took from impersonalist? Because he was a devotee. He should have taken sannyas from a devotee. Because that time impersonalists, they had preached very widely, and it was accepted that just like noodles means Maggi noodles, it has become so famous. Any other brand, even if they tried to introduce, they could not become successful. Similarly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, why he took sannyas? Because as a householder, people were not taking him seriously and thus not offering respects. So even unknowingly, if one offers respect to God, he advances. He becomes qualified to make spiritual advancement. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wondered, so people mistake me as an ordinary householder, and sometimes they would make fun of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So unless they offer me respect, how can they advance in spiritual life? How will they become qualified? So I should do something by which people should offer me respect. And then thus he took sannyas, because sannyasi was given respect in the Vedic culture. Now, if people have to take him as a genuine sannyasi, he has to take sannyas from an order which is widely known. Thus he took sannyas from an impersonalist. But Keshav Bharati, again, Bharati Sampradaya was not considered among the topmost Sampradaya, even amongst the impersonalists. Thus Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was trying to show mercy to elevate him.
Ishwar Puri was not a sannyasi.
Sorry?
Ishwar Puri was not a sannyasi.
He was Vaishnava sannyasi.
Vaishnava sannyasi.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam. Prabhu, in the just after the purport, you mentioned that the tendency to enjoy actually, like to play and to eat, sleep. These are the goals. Like, I mean, these are the in the materialistic point of view.
Desirables. Yeah.
These are the desirables. So the point is. These are considered in the conditioned life, like these are there. These desires are there because we are conditioned. But these are the also thing that like why we should consider these activities as enjoyable on the transcendental platform also, because these urges, these desirables are due
Very
to
nice question.
conditioning.
So this explanation is given by the impersonalists that the desire to eat, sleep, enjoy, laugh, talk, socialize, these are the symptoms of conditioned existence. When a living entity becomes liberated, we don't have tendency to taste, touch, laugh and engage in such activities. So for this there is further description with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The same discussion gives the answer of this question. So there is very nice shloka explained in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam that is called Atmaram verse. Atma Ramascha Muneyo Nirgrantha api urukrame kurvanti ahetukim bhaktim itham bhutu guno harihi. This is the evidence that the sensual activities continue even on the liberated platform. What is the evidence? It is told Atmaram. Atma means self. Atmaram means one who is self-satisfied. Are we self-satisfied here? No, we want so many external arrangements. I want this also, that also. Million things I want right so that I can be happy. So, what is Atmaram? One who is self-satisfied. That means liberated personality. So it is told Atmaramascha Munayo Nirgrantha. Nirgrantha means it has got various meanings. One who is Granthi means not. Nirgranthi means one who is liberated, who is not having any attachment. And Granth means literatures, Vedas. Nirgrantha means one who is beyond the rules and regulations of the Granthas, which means a liberated personality. So it is told Atmaramascha Muneyo, the great thoughtful sages who are Atmaram, who are self-satisfied and who are Nirgrantha, completely liberated, free from all attachment, beyond the rules and regulations of the Vedas. Nirgrantha api, so although they are liberated, they are beyond the laws of the nature. Urukrame means Supreme Lord who performs Herculean and extraordinarily attractive activities. Kurvanti ahaytukim bhaktim. They also engage in ahaytuki bhakti, in unconditional devotional service. Itham bhutu guno harihi. Such are the transcendental qualities of the Supreme Lord Hari. So a person who is already liberated, who is self-satisfied, they also get attracted by the activities of the Supreme Lord. They also engage in the service of the Supreme Lord. And the example given is that of many Atmaramas. One example is that of Shukdev Goswami. Shukdev Goswami was a liberated personality. So liberated that he was able to contain himself in the womb of his mother for 16 years. Can a child control his growth in the womb? No child can control. Child has to be forced out in this world after a few months. But this is called liberation. Shukdev Goswami stayed for how many years? 16 years in the womb. Why he was in the womb for 16 years? He was liberated. He told, I am not interested in your world. Vedvyasa's father told, please come out, son. It is time. He told, I am not interested in your affairs. However, Krishna's Maya is very strong. So now I am liberated, but when I come out, I will get influenced by Maya. You will engage me in mundane affairs, so I will not come out. I have no interest. I am okay here. So then finally Vedvyas educated him, he came out. But because he was completely unattached, immediately he grew up. And then he walked out. He was not at all interested in family, father, mother, even staying for a moment, he was not interested. As soon as he took birth, he walked out of his house. This is called nirgrantha, completely detached, renounced. And then his father Vedvyas was chasing him. I am a father, at least let me do my duty, let me do some sanskaras, which are part of Vedic culture. So he was chasing, calling, son, son. But there was only echo bouncing back from the trees. Shukdev Goswami did not listen. And then Shukdev Goswami was passing by a lake where many young women were taking bath. They were not having clothes on their bodies. When Shukdev Goswami passed, they did not bother to cover themselves at all. Why? Just like any animals, many animals may pass. Will the women cover themselves seeing animals? No. They understand animals will not attack them in lust. Similarly, the women were able to understand, seeing the face, countenance of Shukdev Goswami, that he is not at all affected by modes of passion and ignorance, lust and greed. They were able to understand he is not at all interested. He is a liberated personality. Thus, they did not bother to cover themselves. And he also did not notice, did not give any special attention to naked women. Any ordinary person will get attracted, drawn towards naked women. He did not show any change in himself. Any ordinary mind would get changed by seeing naked man or woman, but his mind did not change at all. This means he was completely beyond the laws of nature. And then he went and he spoke Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam for 7 days without sleeping at all. He did not sleep for a moment. Can anybody avoid sleep for 7 days? He did not eat anything, did not drink anything. Can anybody avoid food and water for 7 days continuously and keep on talking? No. So thus we can understand this was the situation of Shukdev Goswami, completely liberated. But when he read the descriptions of Lord Krishna, he got immediately attracted. The descriptions of Krishna, his mercy towards the demons, how Putna got elevated, Putna got the status of mother. When he understood the qualities of Krishna, no quality in this world were attractive to Shukdev Goswami, no features of this world. But when he saw the wonderful compassion and the heart of Lord Krishna, how he is so compassionate, demoness who has come to kill, she has been elevated to the position of mother. And the pastimes of Krishna with the gopis, he is completely detached from the mundane affairs of a boy and girl, but he is describing with great relish to Parikshit Maharaj. He is taking lot of interest. This proves that the activities of Krishna are spiritual. The form of Krishna is spiritual, because he had no attraction for any mundane form here. He had no attraction for any activities of this world. But if he is meditating on the activities, some activities which are able to draw his attention, it means those activities should be spiritual, because he had no interest in anything material. Similarly, the 4 Kumaras, they also have been able to contain the growth of their bodies. The sons of Brahma, they remain always like small kids. They roaming here and there, everywhere in the universe, they reach Vaikuntha Loka, spiritual sky. They were also very liberated. Father Brahma told them, get married. They would have got the best wives. They are the most advanced personalities. They told, we don't want to marry. We have no attraction for this world. They would have become the greatest rulers, but they were not interested. They told, we have to pursue self-realization. We are not interested. So liberated personalities, they can travel anywhere, everywhere. Flying in the space, they reach spiritual world. And then these personalities who had no interest in anything, as soon as they smelled the aroma of tulsi, which is offered at the lotus feet of Krishna, immediately their minds got attracted. And as soon as they saw Lord Vishnu coming out, immediately it captured their minds. And they got absorbed beholding the beautiful form of the Lord. So this means that the form of Supreme Lord is spiritual. It is attracting the minds of even liberated personalities. So the form, the quality, the behavior, these are completely spiritual. Thus we can understand that the Supreme Lord and the liberated souls, their activities exist even after becoming liberated.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, when we hear from Mayavadis, our spiritual life gets doomed.
Gets
Doomed.
doomed, yes.
But for a person who has sufficiently heard from Mayavadis,
Yes.
the commentaries from them,
Yes.
how can he revive his bhakti and how much time will it take to him to do so?
So there is no condition of time, just like Sarvam Bhattacharya. He was the greatest Mayavadi teacher himself. But by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was able to become devotee in no time. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu convinced him, immediately surrendered. As soon as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained this Atmaram verse, Sarvam Bhattacharya changed he became devotee from impersonalist. Similarly, Prakashanand Saraswati also became a devotee. So it depends how soon they are able to receive the mercy of the Supreme Lord. Online?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, what is the form of the soul, male or female? What is the source of different gender in human society?
So the male and female forms, the soul can take any form. Soul is neither male nor female. The soul can take male gender, female gender, neuter gender. Soul can become rock, soul can become flower, soul can become water, soul can become mountain, soul can become bumblebee, soul can become apparently man or woman of this world. The soul can take any form. That is called spiritual life. In any form, whichever form they want to serve Krishna, the soul is allowed. So that is why there is no gender assigned to the soul. Here in this world, everything is assigned to us. Gender is assigned to us, you are male, you are female. Age is assigned to us, you are 5 year, 10 year, 20 year. For the soul, there is no age. The soul can take any form. If it wants to serve Krishna as a parent, it will take elderly form. It wants to serve Krishna as a friend, it will take a relatively younger form. So in this way, there is no age ascribed to soul. Soul can take apparently any age. There is no form ascribed to soul. Soul can take any form. So thus there is no question of gender on the soul, but the soul can take male, female or any form of this world to serve Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada says Mayavadis are afraid of chanting holy name. What is the meaning?
Yes, because so some Mayavadis, they are more interested in chanting Om and less interested in chanting the names of the Supreme Lord, because they think any name here is also Maya. They think everything is Maya. One should not meditate upon any form of this world, one should not meditate on any sound of this world. So they are not able to differentiate between spiritual sound and material sound. So thus they think the sound of the holy name is also sattvic sound maybe, but ultimately it is the sound of the material energy. If I get attached to it, I will remain stuck in this material world. So even if they take to chanting, they take it as an instrument, just like a boat is taken to cross the river. Then does the person carry boat once he has crossed the river? No. Similarly, they tell your meditation on the form of Lord in the temple should be given up, because this form is also form of material world. Your attachment to chanting the holy name should also be given up. Your attachment to Guru also should be given up. So for them, everything is Maya. Every form is illusion. Every name is illusion. Thus they are scared.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, how to constantly think about Krishna being in this material world?
Follow the rules and regulations of spiritual master very nicely.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, many times in our scriptures and understanding also, names are given according to his quality, like Hiranyakashipu and so many other characters in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. This also looks figurative.
This may look figurative, but in Vedic culture, the names were given because the people were very expert. They were able to understand the activities the person is going to perform in future. Thus, accordingly, those names were given.
Some argue that Vaishnava philosophy is so strong, then why not hear Mayavadi philosophy to understand the truth? We should not be shaken up by this.
Very good logic. We tell my medicine is so strong, why cannot take poison then? Medicine is also very strong, poison is also very strong. We have to avoid poison and take medicine.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, is it possible that we are simply part of...
So another thing is, yes, the limitation is on our part. Vaishnava philosophy is extremely strong. Thus Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard Mayavadi philosophy for 7 days. He heard, and he's telling you, don't hear. You will enjoy Mayavad philosophy only. No. So the understanding is because we are not strong. We are very small, just like small children can be cheated by anyone. Anyone can kidnap them by showing them some lollipop. So, similarly, anybody by some jugglery of words can steal our intelligence and kidnap our intelligence. So because we are very less intelligent, we should not listen. But those who are advanced devotees, they can listen and they can convert even Mayavadis. So the injunction is for us.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, is it possible that we are simply parts of Lord Kurma's dream, since he is still sleeping?
So the Lord is sleeping and we are part of his dream, this is fact. But the Lord's dream is also reality. And the Lord's sleep is also not in ignorance, but that is called Yoga Nidra, the stage of transcendence. So dream is something which is temporary. So in this sense, it is a dream. But there is no substance here, this is false, because Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita, Bhumi rapo nalo vayu kham mano buddhirevacha bhinna me prakritir ashtadha. Earth, air, water, fire, sky, this is not hallucination in dream. These are my energies, Krishna tells. Ashtadha, these are 8 different energies of mine. We'll finish here. Grantara Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Subscribe to our channel, and to get the latest updates, do not forget to press the bell icon. Hare Krishna.